Before we get going on this playthrough, I need to apologize about 12 different ways. Firstly, I apologize for taking so long to get to this. This game changed a couple of things, and unfortunately that directly affects how I can record and play this. And as of the time of recording this, I still don't have an optimal solution for sorting this out. I'll do what I can with this playthrough, but honestly, this one may just be worth skipping because I don't know how it's going to turn out. Ultimately, the problem with this stems from the lack of voice acting. It does actually mention that speech is available somewhere here, but apart from a few digitized sound effects throughout the game, this game has no voice acting. And that is why I'm having so many problems with this game. There is no voice acting. Now, your first thought is, random, what the hell are you talking about? You just read everything through Space Quest 1, 2, and 3. What is the problem? The problem is that on the early games, what I did is I typed in something and a text box would appear and I would read it out. And because I am terrible at reading and also terrible at speaking, I would often flub the line. I would get something wrong, I would mispronounce something, and because I'm recording this offline and trying to make it I'll call it good series, what I'm doing is I'm going back and re-recording that pretty much immediately, and then cleaning it up in post by basically deleting the errors. I think I've done that pretty well for Space Quest 1, 2, and 3. I think I got them all. Let me know in the comments if I didn't. The problem with Space Quest 5 is that, yes, I can bring up a text box like this, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, they've changed it so that these boxes disappear automatically after some time. So during my testing, what I found is that I'll start reading something, like a massive paragraph of text, like that. I'll read it, and then I'll make a mistake. And what I'll do is I will start rereading it. And halfway through that reread, the paragraph will disappear. And it's awful. The only solution I've got to this, perhaps, is to try and re-record everything in post from scratch. And quite frankly, that is not something that I want to do because that kind of removes the point of recording in the first place, because I want to naturally react to what is being shown on screen at the time. Again, I'm struggling. I can definitely read parts of this, parts where the text is static, such as the intro, the StarCon entrance exam. There's some great stuff in there. I'll read that out. But as for the, I'll call it standard boxes here, I may end up not reading maybe most of them. I may read parts of them. I may read parts which I find interesting, but yeah, it's going to be weird. And the other problem I've got is that these boxes disappear automatically. What I would do previously, obviously, is I would read something out and then I would make the boxes disappear. I can't do that here. These boxes are going to disappear automatically after a while, and that may be in line with your reading speed, but it's definitely not going to be in line with my narration speed. It sucks, and I apologize. Please send any complaints to Sierra. I have definitely looked to see if the game can be modded to try and remove this, but I don't think that's possible. And also, in case you're wondering, what I can do is I can, for example, you can see here, I'm looking at this hallway. I can click on that. Yep, cool. Let's say I flub that line. It's like, well, I can just click on it and record it again. No, I can't. Sometimes it comes up with a different set of text. So it is incredibly awkward. And outside of re-recording everything in post from scratch, I don't see how to do this. I'm sorry. It sucks. It's the way it is, unfortunately. The other thing that I'm going to shy away from on this playthrough is character dialogue. I think I will try and read some of it if possible in accordance with everything that I've just said, but this game has a reasonably large and diverse cast of characters compared to the previous games. Space Quest 2, for example, had one character, Sludge Vorhall. 3 had a couple who were pretty much localized to one location, for example, the Arnoid, Fester, and Elmo Pug. And I sort of came up with voices for them on the spot. This game has characters who are persistent throughout the entire game, and ideally they need voices assigned to them throughout the entire game. The problem with that is if you are familiar with any of my previous content, you would know that firstly, my voice is terrible, and secondly, I don't do voices. At best, they're just going to sound weird and annoying. At worst, they're going to sound very irritating and possibly racist. So I'm not going to do the character voices, if that's okay. I will try and read the dialogue where possible, but yeah, it's going to be weird. I don't know if this one is going to turn out good or not. Let me know in the comments, please. All right, so with that awkwardness out of the way, let's take a look at Space Quest V, the next mutation. I think we can all agree that that looks better than whatever we got in Space Quest 4. It's still early VGA, but it's not early VGA. Opening credits. Yeah, Mark Crow is here, but Scott Murphy is not. One thing I will say before I start is I will not show the manual. The manual is basically just a load of trash. There's absolutely nothing in there about how to play the game. If you want to know what it looks like, take a look at the Space Quest 4 video and just imagine all of that bullshit throughout the entire manual. That's all it is. Captain's Log, SCS Excalibur, Stardate 2709.67. Fleet Admiral Roger Wilco commanding. The Excalibur is on course to investigate the mysterious disappearance of several ships in the uncharted region of space known as the Menudo Triangle. Very cute. I no doubt have been selected for this mission due to my great achievements as a military leader and matchless diplomatic skills. I go forward with total confidence in my ship and my crew, yet I am vaguely uneasy. I cannot put memories of travelling to the future and meeting my son out of my mind. That was the ending of Space Quest 4. Each night, my dreams are haunted by the image of the woman he said would one day be my wife. I know she's out there, somewhere. But that's not important right now. The fate of trillions rides on the decisions I may have to make in the next several hours. As captain of the Star Confederacy's proudest flagship, I must follow the supreme guideline. To boldly go where no man has... No. Definitely can't say that, that's from Star Trek. To bravely traverse where no creature has traversed? That's not it. Skip it. And here we get the grey boxes which automatically disappear. I'll do what I can. Admiral, strike ships coming in at 0.35. Epilepsy warning. Shields up. Battle stations. Lock weapons. Neutron beams locked. Proton torpedoes armed. Tactical. Fire neutron beams. Helm. Hard support. Cadet Wilco, what in the name of the 7th star cluster are you doing in the bridge simulator? Get your sorry carcass out of there and get back to class where you belong, Space Cadet. We're a Space Cadet. And if I catch you in there again without permission, I'll have you tossed out of the Academy so fast you'll get warp disorientation. Simulation has been terminated. His illusions of spacefaring grandeur cruelly shattered by Captain Quirk, Roger Wilco exits from the bridge simulator into the hallways of the Star Confederacy Space Academy, where he has enrolled himself in an attempt to realize his lifelong dream of becoming a starship captain. He had a dream of this. The last several months have not been easy for our hero, what with having to juggle between skipping classes, snoozing through lectures, and spending long moments considering the implications of actually opening a textbook. Long, awkward pause. But our fearless former sanitization engineer has stumbled resolutely past these obstacles, pursuing his goal with unwavering determination, blissfully unaware that fate was about to hurl another spitball in his direction. Yeah, I'm not clicking or entering past those boxes. They're just disappearing by themselves. And I did screw up a read there, but I'm not going to repeat it. So basically, if I get one of those reads wrong, I'm stuck with it, or I've got to go back and edit it in post, which I really don't want to do that much recording in post. I'm happy to edit and chop and change things that I've screwed up during the initial playthrough, but re-recording lines, unless it's something critical, I don't want to do it. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. I apologize in advance, everyone. So, similar to Space Quest 4, we have an icon-based interface. Walk, look, use, talk, and I believe this one is command. Like if we try talking to ourselves, you can't understand what you're saying. So I clicked off that one, but I'll just let this run. You can't understand what you're saying. And that was it disappearing naturally by itself. I've looked for mods, I've looked through the options, I've looked through the ionize. I don't see a way of getting rid of that, unfortunately. If it wasn't for this, I think I'd be able to salvage something on this playthrough, but we'll see what we can do. Trying to order yourself around? Pretty weird if you ask me. But then, hey, what do I know? I'm just a narrator. You are the non-voice acted narrator. Alright, let's have a look around here. I did not mean to walk down there. Like, what I might do is just walk through the area, figure out the map, and then look around. So we've got 2 doors there. Hallway off to the right. One door followed by one door. And we're back to the start. I know where right leads me, so I won't go there yet. Yeah, and this is another thing which bugs the crap out of me. I'm looking at the ceiling there. The hallway is 1 of 4. This is ergonomically designed. So you find yourself in, even if I screw up the read and try and redo it, it may not come with the same thing. It's hard. It's really, really hard. I'm not going to read all of this because otherwise this playthrough is going to take like about 20 hours. This hallway is 1 of 4 that encircle the Academy landing bay. Students, faculty, and members of the Star Confederacy staff use them to travel from place to place within the station. A small janitorial closet is situated at one end of the hallway. Can I open it? You don't have time to waste mucking about in the closet right now. What about this thing? We are a wacky space guy. This panel, when it works, allows the users to call up a 3D holographic schematic of the StarCon Space Academy. When it works. Darn, the holomap directory isn't working right now, and it's a shame because the map system is really cool. Cool looking with garage shading, texture mapping, and ray traced images of every room in the complex. I'm not going to cut that out. The StarCon Academy teaches its cadets how to service various types of starships in hands-on maintenance seminars. Space Station serves the Star Confederation as both its major academy and an important service depot. The StarCon Registry lists this ship as the personal launch of Ambassador Beatrice Vankmeister from the G6 Quadrant. We've seen her name before. You dimly recall hearing her name once before. Roger. But the effects to remember anything further results in nothing more than a storm of misfired brain synapses and a dull headache. How have you forgotten who she is? And yeah, that text box disappeared naturally as well, so if I want to commentate halfway through the line, like saying, Roger, how have you forgotten what her name is? I'm going to run out of time. It is a terrible solution, honestly. The bridge simulator was up there. Through this doorway is the Academy's bridge simulator, the scene of your latest humiliation at the StarCon Academy. You've already been kicked out of this bridge simulator once. I wouldn't push your luck. We're not getting back in there. I think all of these ships are different. Yeah, they are. An Alpha-class strike fighter from the colony worlds. This baby has it all. Speed, maneuverability, and enough firepower to blast apart a comet. Too bad you'll probably never even get within shouting distance of one in your natural lifetime. The SCS Lollipop. A good ship. Fellow members of the tightly knit StarCon Cadet Brigade. This locker is used by various professors to store their teaching aids for their respective classes. The door won't open. It's a locked locker. Oof. We're being told to drop dead. I mean, we can get ourselves killed in many ways in this game, so I think that's entirely unnecessary, fellas. For sale items, Academy social events, and scores for the SAT test, when they become available, are posted on this bulletin board. Not here. That will not be of any help, alright? This door leads to one of the Academy's classrooms. Currently, the students in your Space Piloting 101 class are taking the StarCon Aptitude test. We should probably be in there. Oh, I've played a little bit of this before, so I know we should be in there, but I'm not going to go in there just yet. You've always wondered what this panel does, but have never been able to figure out its function. The explanation was probably given in one of the many class lectures slept away during your tenure here at the Academy. This window looks into the conference room. Currently, there is some kind of meeting going on. Doors conference room A. Your security clearance is too low to enter this room. In fact, it's so low, you need a pass just to go to the restroom. I mean, this game was written in the 90s, and I think there's a lot of 90s stuff in there, if I can say that without being rude. Oh boy. This hallway leads to the Academy's main rotunda. But yeah, using a pass to go to the bathroom, I don't know if that was a thing back then, but it's probably definitely a thing right now so that employers can track what their employees are doing. Just another interesting but totally useless example of technological engineering at work. I flubbed that line. You can't open the panel. It's merely decorative. The Delson frigate from the G6 quadrant. Hopefully a ship like this will one day be yours, provided of course that you make it through the StarCon Academy's rigorous training regimen. Dude down here is playing Missile Command. This computer monitor displays pertinent information. Yeah, there is so much stuff that I can look at here. Outside, in here, there's so much dialogue, but I think I'm going to skip most of it just because the risk of flubbing my lines is too great. It appears to be one of the 9 moons of Nova. Oof. Points if you understand that reference. You are not allowed beyond this point. That up there says Security Clearance Alpha. And I'm clicking the mouse, so I can't actually look at that. This security guard prevents unauthorized access to the maximum security area beyond his post. It might be a good idea for you to start thinking about going to class now, Rog. I'll talk to him. It's not unlike talking to a brick wall, no? This area is off limits to unauthorized personnel. That means you, cadets. Can we command him? Your mouth is trying to write checks your body can't cash, boy. Ah, he's alive and well. Space cadets are not allowed beyond this point. This dude is playing Asteroids, what it looks. The other one's playing Missile Command. The moon Vulcan is visible through the viewport. You hazily recall a lecture in one of your classes concerning its unique geology, but the bulk of the discussion, along with most of your other coursework, has become lost in the black hole you call a brain. Great line. Far below, on the floor of the main rotunda, you see the upperclassmen who introduced you to the flying wedgie in gym class. You feel the strong urge to expectorate, but noting the presence of the security guard, you decide it's not a good idea. Expectorate. Don't think I've ever heard that word before. Yeah, we better go to class before we get kicked out. And as we'll see very shortly, we can totally get kicked out during our exam. Alright, let me just make a save. As you can see, I have done some testing here. Let's go inside. Points. 5 points. Sorry I'm late, Professor. You mean the StarCon Aptitude test is today? Yes, sir. I'll get started right away. Freaking Worf sitting behind Roger there. I don't recognize the others. What's that? Come talk to you after class? Yes, sir. The aptitude test. So it's not immediately obvious, but you can totally move the cursor to the left and right there, and you can look away from your desk. Like so. And at this point, you can look at all of the various people and their various attributes. Worf is a senior class Ambujitsu champion at the Academy. Cadet Offboffer is one of the horniest individuals you're likely to meet. Cadet Antenna has been the brunt of many jibes concerning her cranial appendages. Antenna, come on. Yeah, there's so much stuff here, but this is the thing that I'm most concerned about. Currently, the Proctomatic 9000 is not scanning you. If you're going to make a move, now's the time. A Proctomatic 9000 anti-cheat droid floats malevolently about the classroom, maintaining a vigilant lookout for any student hijinks during the SAT test. Currently, the droid is monitoring you with its visual scanners. Best keep your eyes on your own test. Yeah, we can totally look at other people's stuff here. We can look at ours. Or we could potentially look at this dude's here. Like so. And here's marked answer 4. That was very brief. But you can see that the 4th square was solid. I can probably do the same here as well. And that is actually worth points. That gave us 5 points. He marked answer 3. Alright, let's take a look. Question 1. Gronko is commanding a Nova-class scout ship when he finds himself face-to-face with 3 Horak battlecruisers. He should A. Surrender in the face of impossible odds. B. Pretend they aren't there. C. Activate his ship's self-destruct mechanism. D. Beam over a pick-you-up bouquet. E. Reboot. Yeah, Brains on our right seems to have the right idea here. The idiot on our left is saying just self-destruct. This seems like a more appropriate response that won't immediately get us killed. Question 2. When encountering an alien ship for the first time, you should immediately A. Open fire with every weapon at your disposal. B. Broadcast Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries over the comlink. Bloody hell. C. Beam your entire crew over to their ship as a gesture of goodwill. D. B, then A. Ride of the Valkyries followed by opening fire. Oh boy. I need to watch that movie. I really do. E. None of the above. That movie, of course, being Apocalypse Now. Yeah, I don't like any of those answers. Question 3. Before beaming down to an unexplored planet for the first time, you should be sure to check A. To see that your seatbelt is fastened and tray tables are locked securely in the upright position. B. Your fly. That's a bit sexist, but whatever. C. Your life insurance coverage. D. The Fetzer valve in your oxygen mask. E. The planet's atmospheric readings. C, D, and E are all excellent options, but I believe E is the one we want here. Because, I mean, the planet may have oxygen, but we wouldn't know unless we checked E. Question 4. That last answer, holy shit. You're marooned on an alien planet with no weapons and a killer android out for your blood. You should? It'll make sense later, I promise. A. Gather basic ingredients to make gunpowder and fashion a cannon from vines and sticks. B. Stuff a banana in its exhaust pipe. C. Drop a big rock on the robot and shout, "Hasta la vista, baby." Yeah, the humor in this game is weird. D. Roll in the mud to camouflage yourself. E. Oh boy. Climb a tree, flap your arms wildly, and scream "tweet tweet" at the top of your lungs in order to mimic the mating behavior of the ruby-throated Arcturian swine falcon as a diversionary tactic. A killer android is after us. Just quietly, I think the answer is B, but that is a spoiler, so forget that I said that. Roll in the mud to camouflage yourself. I assume that is a Predator reference, surely. Predator was a good movie. Question 5. You're on an EVA with a partner, and you notice his face is turning blue and he is clutching wildly at his throat. This is a sign that A. You will soon need a new partner. That's grim. B. In a burst of creative insight, he has created a new dance called the Moonwalk. C. He is suffering from a vitamin deficiency and needs to eat more leafy green vegetables. D. He fell for the old golf ball in the air hose trick. Who the fuck would do that? That's horrible. E. A and D. I mean, it's either A or E. It's like you pick. I'll go E. Question 6. To ensure that your crew's microwave meals are heated adequately and evenly on board your ship, you should A. Wrap everything in aluminium foil. B. Cook each meal at the maximum power setting for 45 minutes. C. Put a live space varmint in with each meal. What is a space varmint? I assume it's an animal of some sort, so you can more easily determine when it is done. D. Huck the thing and settle for roasting wieners on the maneuvering jets. I like that answer. E. Inject a radioactive plutonium isotope into each piece of food. When it glows, it's ready. Can we remove the isotope once we're done? This is where I would start looking at the other people's answers, but there's a good chance I'll get spotted. Actually, I didn't show you that. Let me show you getting spotted. Check out the brain pan on this guy. He's probably smarter than your whole family. The game is insulting you, chat. Yeah, let's look at his answer. Uh-oh. Busted. StarCon Academy is no place for slackers. Yeah, we need to be careful when we're looking at this. What did he say about this question? The third option, the space varmints. And he's talking about a plutonium isotope, but he's a dickhead, so we'll ignore him. We'll just go with that. Question 7. If Greed leaves the Crab Nebula at 3200 GST, Galactic Standard Time, and travels at 9.75 million ZPM, how long will it take him to reach planet Davicon 5 if he has solar wind at his back? A. 49.3 hours. B. He will never reach Davicon 5. Solar wind is highly unstable and will blow him off course. C. 3.75 standard days. D. 4930 GST. That doesn't even make sense. That's a time, that's not a length of time. E. Never. The neutron star at the center of the Crab Nebula is so massive that Greaves' ship can never reach escape velocity. What does this guy think? Is this actually a trick question? It totally is. Alright. Neutron stars are potentially a thing. Question 8. How fast does light travel through a vacuum? A. 186,000 miles per second. B. Very, 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 very fast. C. 669,600,000 miles per hour. Nice. D. Depends whether it's an upright or canister vacuum. I did physics, chat. 9. Which is an example of a fuzzy boundary? A. The area in space between two planetary bodies where a smaller third object is not clearly under the gravitational influence of either. B. The event horizon of a supermassive black hole. C. The place where a receding hairline gives way to bare scalp. D. The point at which the marginal utility of trying to squeeze the last bit of toothpaste from the tube is offset by the opportunity cost of going to the store for a new one. Oh man, I wish I had played this before I studied economics. Wow, we're talking about opportunity cost. It's clearly A. I mean, B is the event's horizon. It's not a fuzzy boundary. It's literally the event's horizon. It's not these last two here, even though I love that last answer. We'll go with A. And finally, question 10. To successfully accomplish a manual molecular reintegration bypass on a standard transporter unit, you should A. Reverse the phase polarity of the interface grid. B. Jiggle the handle. C. Pray fervently to whatever deity you happen to believe in. D. C then B. E. We need to talk about this. Switch to US Sprints. I did a little bit of reading just before starting this recording, and apparently Sierra hopped in bed or something with US Sprints. There's a few references in this game where US Sprints advertises itself. Not even joking. And this is the first. Again, I've got a feeling this is actually a puzzle solution. I'll go with A. How'd I do? The test's over already? Yes, sir. I agree that cleaning the Academy crest is an appropriate punishment for being late to class. I'll get right on it. Phew. We're still being told to drop dead. Can we not, discuss the exam or something? Some more bright, shining faces of StarCon's elite cadet corps. That's the Bridge Simulator. I'll talk to you both. Nobody likes us. Tell me that's supposed to be a xenomorph. A pair of your cadet classmates are deeply engaged in conversation here. Oof. Can I, put on my EVA suit first? It's a small group of your brother cadets. Can I really call them my brothers if they are telling us to take off and drop dead and play in the airlock? Bloody hell. The janitorial closet was below the bridge simulator. Supposed to clean a mess, not make a mess. Now look what you've done. Quick, call the janitor. The automatic janitor's closet is currently open. It's a Scrub-O-Matic floor cleaner with patented sit and spin scrubbing action. I think I read that correctly, I did flub that line. These bright orange safety cones can be used to discourage foot traffic while cleaning large floor spaces. We also cram those into our seemingly bottomless pocket. Yeah, we need to use that to clean the crest. And I didn't go there earlier, but it is in the center here. Down here. A portion of the soiled StarCon crest is visible from this level. Your janitorial instincts tingle in anticipation of getting to work cleaning it. This state-of-the-art anti-grav lift transports StarCon personnel to the floor of the main rotunda in style and comfort. Can I look at this planet in the background? The planet Davcon 5, a great travel destination filled with fun for mum, dad, and the entire associated offspring, and where you can still get the most from your vacation buckazoid. The floor of the main rotunda is dominated by the huge crest of the StarCon Academy. The StarCon crest is dull and dingy. It looks like it could use a good scrubbing. Alright, let's clean this thing. Oh, I need to put the traffic cones down, don't I? That's important, otherwise people are going to walk through here. These safety cones provide a first line of defense against messy foot traffic. The Scrub-O-Matic floor scrubber with patented sit and spin cleaning action is currently folded for easy transport. You need to touch it and then hop on it. Ready for boarding. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened and tray tables are locked in the upright position. We saw that joke in the frigging SAT test. How does this thing work? Yow! We actually have a unique icon up here. Unfortunately, I can't go back up the gravel for this thing. Yeah, from memory, I just have to make this look nice and shiny. I don't think many people know this, but this is where Power Wash Simulator got its inspiration from. Alright, we have not missed any bits. And look at these two just walking straight through the cones. As you can see, Ambassador Vankmeister, we run a very tight ship here at the Academy. And that's her. This institution is the pride of StarCon Federation and one of the best of its kind in the known universe. It's nice to see our tax buckazoids aren't going completely to waste, Captain Quirk. Here we are with Spankmeister. This is a main rotunda. It was dedicated on stardate 09-2097.27. Ambassador? Excuse me, aren't you Roger Wilco, the man who foiled the Sarians some years back? Yeah, this is the part where I was thinking I need to assign voices, and I can't do voices. I would have to do everything in post, and I don't want to do that. I just don't. Suddenly, it all comes rushing back. It's her, the woman from the holodisc in Space Quest 4. Now's your big chance, Roger. Say something clever and romantic. Yes. Way to sweep her back onto her feet, Roger. Nice to see you haven't lost your golden touch with women. Game. Skirting a line there. Excuse me, Ambassador, but we should be heading to the conference room now. You're not at all what I expected, Wilco. See you around. Hold on a minute, Cadet. I'm completely flubbing these lines and I can't go back and fix them. Looks like you missed a spot. Yeah, I'm not sure what voices to assign to whom, and I'm terrible at them. Sir, you better watch your step. The floor's still really wet, and just a little bit... slippery. That could have killed you. Blow to the back of the head will kill you. Nice rug work. Is that a toupee or a roadkill? Ugh. It's a very long pause there. You did that on purpose, Wilco. I'm placing you on double secret probation. One more screw up and your Space Cadet days are over. Should blame our lecturer for that. Yeah, if I had more talents, I would take the 7 or 8 characters or so and give them voices and try and keep it consistent, but I had enough trouble trying to keep Sludge Vorhall consistent in Space Quest 2. And he had like 3 scenes. You don't want to pick up cones? The floor is still wet. I need to go back and see if it says that it's nice and sparkling now. It said dingy earlier. Well, I can probably look at it from up here. Why not both? No, there's nothing about it being clean. I guess that's just real life showing itself though, isn't it? When you notice that something is dirty, you notice it. When you notice that it's clean, you don't. Yeah, we can make it out, but there's nothing about it being dirty. Right, what now? What is over here? This room forms the east side of the main rotunda hallway. From here you can go to the west hallway, doesn't tell us what it is, or take the gravity lift to the main rotunda floor. Access to the south is blocked by an imposing looking security being. Being, huh? Massive sentry prevents unauthorized access to the maximum security area beyond his post. Yep, we're seeing that. Can we order him around? Get out of my face, you puny, mop-toting, brass-kissing Space Cadet scumbag. Harsh. Very harsh. Okay, never mind. We're about to see it. Job, SAT scores. Gordon F. Fail. Einstein A. Fail. Wilco R. We're screwed. Oh, that thing's most likely dead. Huh? What was that? Excuse me, Captain. You didn't raise your hand. The lights flickered, dude. He's got an excuse. Now, as I was saying, Ambassador Vankmeister, we are a fairly remote installation and I simply can't spare the ships to launch the kind of operation you suggest. Roger's outside. I'm afraid you don't understand the potential ramifications of this problem, Admiral. If the sludge bandits continue to illegally dump toxic waste wherever and wherever they choose, I said the same word twice, but whatever, the environmental consequences could be staggering. Entire planets could be devastated. Sludge bandits. I think you overstate the issue, Ambassador. Even so, we have more than enough ships on patrol to put a stop to these sludge bandits, as you call them. Roger. Look, Ambassador, we have top-notch ships staffed with the finest crews in the galaxy. StarCon accepts only the best and brightest for fleet training. We're looking at one right there. You look, Rughead. Holy shit, Rughead. Illegal dumping is going on in this sector right under your polyweave. Our patrols have located dumping sites on 4 planets in the G6 quadrants alone. Hey, this is made from real hair. Damn. Insulting about his hair. In any case, I'd like to hear more about these alleged dumping sites. Perhaps over dinner this evening? Dude. I have already transmitted the coordinates to StarCon's Central Command, along with a list of suspected sites that we haven't been able to check out yet. Well then, that settles it. Captain Quirk, you shall go to these sites and investigate Ambassador Vankmeister's allegations. I'm not clicking through any of this, it's just disappearing naturally. Admiral, I'll be going along as an overseer. I am afraid that's impossible. Regulations strictly forbid civilian participation in military operations. Admiral, I think having the ambassador along would be a good idea. Dude, come on. I'm sure the two of us could develop a productive working relationship. Admiral, may I remind you that I am an official representative of the people of Quadrant G6 with full ambassadorial status, and as such, not subject to... No, Ambassador. I'm sure Captain Quirk will do everything necessary to resolve the situation. There's no need for you to hinder him on this mission. We're just going all in on this poor lady. This is my system and my people we're talking about here. I'm going on that ship, and that's all there is to it. Case closed. We're adjourned. Good day, gentlemen. Gentlemen, even though there's a lady down at the bottom left. Oh, great. The saviour of the universe in all his glory. Isn't there a mop somewhere with your name on it? Yeah, I'm just getting enough time to read this out. And occasionally I'm not making mistakes. Way to go, Rog! Another sterling performance. We're gonna get kicked out. Yeah, I caught the jerk trying to sneak some answers off my test. That only shows up if you look at his test. Shh, here he comes. This is awful. I totally biffed on my SAT test. I'll never make captain now. That's too bad, cadet. Shiplock. Why is that comma there? How'd you make out, Roger? I haven't seen my score yet. The SAT scores for our class are posted on the bulletin board, Rog. I sure hope you made out better than I did. This is the first dude who's actually been polite to us. This cadet looks pretty bummed. He must not have done very well on the SAT. But then again, he probably did better than you. I don't feel like talking right now, Rog. Go play Romulan roulette with a hand phaser or something. Yeah, play Romulan roulette with a semi-automatic pistol or something that doesn't have a rotating chamber. See how that goes for you. Yep, we're not taking command of this situation. Can I talk to you folks? Were you born idiots, Wilco? Or have you perfected stupidity through a lifetime of practice? Damn, dude. This looks promising. A crowd of despondent students is huddled around the bulletin board. Nobody seems to want to talk to you right now. Alright, we're looking. StarCon Aptitude test results. Cadet Wilco. On behalf of the administration, I would like to congratulate you on receiving a perfect score on your SAT. Not in the entire history of StarCon Academy has a cadet achieved such high marks. You should be proud. On the recommendation of our test analysis computer system, you are to begin training for captaincy aboard one of our fine star cruisers. Captain Quirk will post your assignment. You've done the Academy proud. Sincerely, current Chief Commanding Officer's name here. This only happened because of that creature. I don't know if it's a varmint or something else, but it went in there and effed up the computer. I mean, Einstein failed this. If Einstein can't pass it, we're all doomed. Your test results. Maybe you ought to have it framed. Yeah, I think that's very reasonable, given that we are apparently the best in history. That's a face you can punch. Alright, we've graduated from blue to red to some sort of cargo ship. We made it inside the central hangar. And so, having undergone an intensive weekend captain's training seminar on the planet Oakhurst, Roger is shuttled to his new command, the SCS Eureka. A training seminar, is that all we get? Hey, that's not a starship, it's a garbage scow. Figures. Yeah, this is the part where I bailed on the voices. Hello, sir. I'm Subcorporal Drool, your nav and weapons officer on this heap. Flo's the name. I'm your comm specialist, grade 4. Hello, crew. I'm your new commanding officer, Captain Roger Wilco. And we've got a freaking profile picture now. I know some of you may not be as excited to be serving on the Eureka as I am, but I promise you this. We are going to be the best gosh darn garbage scow in the entire StarCon Federation. We have nothing to fear but fear itself, so hold your heads high, men. We shall overcome. All we are is dust in the wind, born free, running wild, with liberty and justice for all. So let's be all we can be. Remember, it's not just a job, it's an adventure. We've definitely picked up some shit from that seminar. It was a chair, really. Come on, go. Looks like we've got a live one here, Flo. You said it, Drool. Yeah, trying to keep track of the voices. I can't do voices, so unfortunately I would like to be able to assign voices to these people and Quirk and the Ambassador and anyone else we run into. But I can't do it. I'm just not that good. I'm so sorry, everyone.